Hey guys, it's Perry here. Today we're going to be doing another special event in my Discord. We're going to be going over a lot of advanced jungle fundamentals. As you guys can see here, here's a list of the things we're going to be talking today. If you guys don't know who I am Perry. I have peaked rank 2. My LP peak was 1871. Some more information on me. I was rank 1 Viego, rank 4 Viego. At the same time, I love Viego. At the same time, back in the day, or different time, I was a Kayn uh, main, and I hit rank 1 Kayn with 80% win rates. A little bit more about me, my pro scene. I played in Champs Queue. I peaked rank 8 in Champs Queue, and I review all my games. This is how I got good at League. This is what it takes to some extent. Okay, and on top of that, I actually have a really amazing game where I beat 4 T1 players, funnily enough, in Champs Queue, in World Champs Queue. It's a pretty freaking cool time to not just like win, but like owner has 14 deaths, man. What's going on? What's going on here? Right? So, anyway, that's a little bit about me. Okay. If you guys haven't seen the last jungle fundamental guide or video, make sure to take a look at it. We're skipping a lot of steps because we already have this video posted, so there's a lot of newer things, more advanced sort of ideas. So if you guys haven't seen this video just yet, it'll be in the description box below, but also you can just find it on my page as well. It's going to be probably the most viewed video now. Alright, so take a look at that. And otherwise, I'm going to fix my camera here real quick. Okay, cool, the camera's better now. And then otherwise, let's talk about what we're going to cover today. So first off, we have jungle tracking. Okay, so jungle tracking is really talked about. It's really common. And how to track properly. There's a lot to it. Not that hard for me to explain. The next thing is pathing. Pathing is going to be a little more in depth, but ultimately, there's one piece of advice for pathing. When to gank or farm and waves, those two are going to be the biggest talking points. It's going to take a while to go through all 4 of these points up here. After we recap, we'll talk more about objectives and how do you play macro in the game. What do you do when you're ahead? What do you do behind? What's the mindsets? How do you do objectives when you trade? And a little bit of invading. So I would categorize this if I were to revise this as early game jungling, and I would add this as mid game jungling. Okay, and then afterwards we always go through questions. So if you guys have any questions in the Discord, please make sure to write them out and we can discuss as we go here. So, all right. So, what I'm going to do now is let's just jump in. So, jungle tracking. Okay, I have a example for you guys here of what jungle tracking looks like. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys the example. I'm going to explain what I see, and I'm going to explain how this is a perfect example of jungle tracking at the highest level. Okay, but there's more to jungle tracking than just this. There's timing, there's counting for CS, but this is the jungle tracking at the highest level. So I'm watching Jarvan, the enemy jungler, and I'm seeing, as I'm farming, I'm seeing where he's walking towards. So you can see how at the last second of Fog of War, at the last second, right, he kind of clicked. It kind of looks like he's going. See how right now he's going in this direction. I'll draw it out. He's going in this direction, and then the last second he kind of pivoted. So to me, there's only one thing he's playing for here. And for context, they just killed my Katarina in the bot side, and like they're winning. They're in a good position bot lane. So if I'm Jarvan, I'm thinking 2 things. One, okay, why is he walking this way? Right? I'm thinking about why Jarvan's walking this way, and also when thinking from Jarvan's perspective, if I just got 2 kills or a kill and my Lux is this low in HP, I want to pull the dragon. So I make the assessment here that hey, okay, likely Jarvan's on dragon. So I lose out on clear efficiency here, as you can see. I'm looking at the fight. I'm looking at this guy the whole time. So I lose out on my clear by a little bit. But what I'm doing here is I'm going towards the dragon with the intention that, hey, dragon, they're doing dragon. So you can see right here, at around 10:23, I ping the dragon on the way, and I let everyone know that, hey, it's a good chance they're on the dragon. So I calculated this 20 seconds in advance because of what I saw from Jarvan. So as you can see here, my teammates go in ward, or my Lux uses E. She stays on the map, okay, because I ping her. And now we're in a position where I can just get a 3-man ult. And then their play is over, right? So this is what jungle tracking looks like at the highest level. And we're going to talk more about what basic jungle tracking is, right? But when you're able to watch what the enemy jungler does, it'll indicate so much. You need to think about where the enemy jungler is walking towards. So for example, if we go back and we saw Jarvan run into this bush, well, we know he's gonna recall, right? Obviously. Okay? If we saw Jarvan walk like this, well, we know he's either going to his Gromp, going to his blue buff, or he's also recalling in Fog of War. We're not 100% sure. So if you're Jarvan here, what you actually want to do, and you really want to do this dragon, and you think it's a good dragon, you want to make it very confusing for the enemy jungler to where you're walking in a confusing direction in Fog of War, because good junglers will catch this shit, right? I completely caught him off guard because I jungle tracked, right? So if you're really skilled as Jarvan here, you confuse me, and maybe I will look to dive top, or maybe I won't do dragon, maybe I won't track. I could. It's not a good dragon time from either way, but that's the idea. Okay. So let's think about. Let's say Jarvan went straight to this bush and recalled. Okay. Two things you can do to track jungle properly here. Okay. Two things. Number one is assess which camps are up. Okay. If we know he has if we know he has red buff, that likely means his top side is gone. Okay. So number one is assess what camps the enemy jungler has. Number two is track their CS. Tracking their CS is something that is often misunderstood as how important this is. Okay, when you're a jungler that's getting good at jungle, when you're kind of fresh to the role or you're trying to climb and get better, tracking CS is crucial. It's so important to learn how to do this. Okay, and the reason why is as you get better, it's less important because you understand timing much better. But in the early stages, timing can be confusing. Okay, so that's why you need to track their CS. But let's think about the first step here. Assess what camps the enemy jungler has. I said that this Jarvan has red buff, which means his top side is gone. Let's say Jarvan had blue buff. Okay, we can assume that his bot side is gone then. Right, if you're playing jungle and you go to one buff and you do this buff and you go straight to bot lane here, there's probably something wrong with you. I've seen junglers do this, and it's not that common, but people do this shit. It's not okay. Like, it's bad for his game, right? So we can assume, given the benefit of the doubt, that he has done at least 2 or 3 of his topside camps. Okay, so the idea there is we understand what camps he has, and because we know he has no topside camps because we're checking which buff he has, he's going towards the bot side if he recalled. Again, if he recalled. The next thing we can do is, let's say, I'm just going to give an assumption. I have 85 CS. I've been out farming him the whole game. Let's say this guy is 60 CS. Okay? And every camp is worth 4 CS. Okay, so 4, 4, and 4. If from base, Jarvan recalls, okay, so let's say he recalls at around 10, 25. Okay? And the next time he shows is around 11:45. So a minute and 20 seconds have passed. Right? A minute and 20 seconds have passed. So, two things. One, because so much time has passed and hasn't shown, right? We can assume he's done camps. So that's tracking in a general sense at a higher level. We know he's done camps because he hasn't shown for that long. The way you confirm this, okay, is you check what his CS is at. So he was at 60 CS earlier. Likely he's at 72 CS now. And on top of that, we are still tracking which buff he has. If blue buff is up and he has blue buff, then we know for a fact he did his bot side. Okay, so it comes down to tracking CS, looking at the buffs they have, thinking about timing, it's a little bit harder, but mainly assessing what camps they have on the map. Okay, and the next step to jungle tracking, because there's more to it, it's not that easy, right, is thinking about, if I'm Jarvan, what do I want to play for? Do you want to play for grubs? Do you want to play for dragon? Do you want to play for bot gank, for mid gank, for top gank? It really depends on what you think the enemy jungler will play for. And there's no right or wrong answer here. Every jungler plays differently. Every jungler has like weird views on the game. But you know for a fact, Jarvan does not want to gank this Mordekaiser. Or at least if he does, you're going to be happy. Okay, so you can completely disregard Jarvan going towards top side. Well, does Jarvan want to gank Katarina? He could. And based off what's happened earlier in this game, he ganked Katarina 2 times. And then he also ganked bot lane 1 time. Maybe it's 2 times as well. He ganked mid twice and bot twice. Okay, so we can instantly track that in our heads, this Jarvan has a high chance of going mid or bot. very low chance of going top. That's also a form of jungle tracking. Okay, so to reiterate, you need to watch at the highest level of tracking where they are walking towards. I know he's going towards dragon, so you can instantly see me. I'm thinking, can I fight this? Can I fight this? And I ping on the way, on the way, on the way. And how do I know I can fight it or not? I'm looking at my item. I'm like, damn, I'm strong. I'm thinking about Draven's conditions. I'm like, okay, he's weak. And I'm thinking about my ultimate. If I don't have my ultimate here, I do not fight. Okay, that's jungle tracking. Our next topic here is going to be jungle pathing. So pathing is going to be a little bit more complex, but I'll break it down into one big piece of advice for you guys. Bot lane has two players. Okay, so you can collect 600 gold. That's one reason. You can unlock your support and bring your support mid lane. You can bring your support. Let's say we're blue side. You can bring your support mid lane. Okay, so they're worth 600 gold. You can bring your support mid lane. You can bring your support to help you on dragon. You can bring your support to help you here. You can bring your support to grubs. Okay, let's compare ADC versus top laner. Who's stronger? Who's stronger, right? Generally, a fed ADC is going to be stronger than a fed top laner. It's not that top lane is like weak or anything, and it's not like, okay, let's say my top laner is playing Jax or Fiora or Gangplank, and it's like, yeah, I want my top laner to 1v9. It's not that that's a problem, and it's not that I'm saying don't play for these guys if you need to, but what happens is top lane needs to stay top lane. They go down top, and they go down top, and they go down top. Right? And maybe they'll come team fight on this dragon. Maybe. But when you have an ADC, okay, they will shift towards mid lane, come mid, and help you. Will open up the map. You'll be able to team fight with your ADC. You'll be able to get support wards down and establish vision in their jungle, right? You can get wards, and now you can get the dragon even easier. On top of that, the objective in the top side is Grubs or Herald. Okay, so Grubs in the early game, let's say we're playing top side the whole time. We're playing for Grubs, Grubs is a subpar objective compared to Dragon. I covered this in the last video, but the concept applies here. Okay? Dragon, Agurin says, okay, I've heard, that he says it's worth like 3k. I think that's an over-exaggeration. Okay, but dragons definitely are worth a lot. If Agurin thinks that, there's a reason why people think dragons are worth a shit ton. Okay? It's no joke, dragons are worth a lot. So, if you go bot lane, you gotta play for dragon, you gotta play for 600 gold, you gotta play to unlock your support, you gotta play for a strong ADC. And on top of that, if the enemy jungler pass bot lane and you pass bot lane, well, at least you can shut down their jungler too. Are there cases where you should path top lane? 100%. But I would say roughly 90 to 95% of your games, you should path bot lane. In fact, in the last 15 games of Diana when I'm smurfing, I played from the elos of platinum, gold, platinum, all the way up to masters and diamond, and where I'm smurfing, and I don't think a single game I path top lane. Zero reason to path top lane. Doesn't matter what the matchup is top lane. Okay, so let's think about what paths we can do. So I preach full clearing. Okay, and full clearing is good, but for those of you who don't want to full clear and you want to play more actively, let's say you're playing a champion like Elise, Zen Zhao, you want to play the game, and you want to fight, and you want to play aggressively. Okay, so if you want to do that, feel free. I'm all for it. Okay, what we want to do is we want to assess two things. Number one, if we're pathing bot lane, let's lock ourselves in pathing bot lane. We need to see who has prio, mid or bot. Every game you play, you need to do your best judgments of who has priority. You could be wrong, you could be right, you could be right for the wrong reasons, and you could be wrong for the, you could be wrong. Like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what happens. What you need to do is you need to train this skill. What happens is, let's say I put Rise here, and I put Victor here. Who has prio? If you don't know, guess. And then you build this skill. So I'm gonna guess that Rise has prio here. Okay, maybe on the second, third wave. But in some games, if Victor's playing very well, Victor can get prio. So it goes both ways. It's not one-sided, but you need to use your best judgment at the start of the game to decide what's going on in lanes. It'll really, really, really help you. It's very important to track who has priority and who doesn't have priority as just a general rule for you to do. Okay, let's say our bot lane has prio. Let's say our mid lane has prio. Really good for us. We want to play the game. We do 1, 2, 3 camps. Okay, and we're pathing down. Let's say the jungler's also pathing down. He does 1, 2, 3 camps. You guys clear this at the same time, by the way. Right, that's also part of jungle tracking timing. Right, if you're on your third camp, he's on his third camp. If you're on your second camp, he's on his second camp. If you're on your first camp, they're on your first camp. Now, let's say you're playing against Karthus. By the time you're on your fourth camp, they're on their fifth camp because Karthus is OP as shit. Brand's OP as shit. Those champs can clear hella fast. But for the most of the time, you're on your third camp, they're on your third camp, fourth camp, fifth camp, fifth camp. That's the idea. Anyway, both junglers are pathing down. You have bot prio, you have mid prio. If you want to be active on the map here, okay, and you're playing a strong champion, let's say you're playing Xin Zhao into Evelynn. Okay, go for his bot side. You want to invade, you want to play strong early, you want to do this, all of you. I want to teach you guys this concept, this idea of the game. I don't think it's good. I don't think you should do it, but I'm going to explain this jungle path as one of two reasons. In competitive, this is very useful, okay, but also if you really just feel like you need to shut down the enemy jungler, this is completely fine. The condition for this to work is you need bot prio and you need mid prio. And the reason why is if their bot lane moves and helps Evelynn, imagine that, then they lose bot wave and mid wave. So the enemy bot and the enemy mid laner are confused. Do I help my Evelynn, who's going to die, or going to lose champs, or do I catch my wave? Okay, most of the time, they'll actually move, right? They'll actually move and try and stop you. That's where you, as a smart jungler, are going to walk away. And pretty much not play for the camp, not play for anything, but dance. You can literally S-key in a safe spot and dance in front of Evelynn. And then the bot lane and mid lane are just like, fuck, what do I do? Because do I help my Evelynn? Well, if I help him, I lose my whole wave. Okay, I should help him. My jungler's gonna get mad at me. Okay, when they help him, well now, if they lose one whole wave of EXP and gold in lanes, that's messed up for them. Like their games are over. Imagine you lose a whole quadrant in jungle. It's very hard to play from that position. Okay, so if you deny the enemy laner's minions by doing this, you're going to be in an amazing position. On top of that, because you have prio, and because actually laners want to catch waves, you have laners who have complete free time to actually come help you. Okay, now let's say their enemy jungler is pathing towards top. Okay, you have mid prio, you have bot prio. You're pathing down, and you're an active jungler. After your third camp, and we'll call this our pivot point right here. This is our pivot point. You can choose to full clear, or you can choose to do something bot lane, or mid lane, for that matter. So at our pivot point, we need to be collecting information. If your bot has prio, it likely means that you are pressuring them to the point where they're under their turret, and they're low, hopefully. If you want to be very active after your third camp here, you can go dive them. And because the enemy jungler, you know, is topside, it's a very free dive. Support can go 1-for-1, kill the ADC. Cash in on it. This is a common path in high elo competitive gameplay, where if you want to dive the enemy bot laner, and you have like a coordinated team, very easy to execute on. Especially when the enemy jungler paths top lane. Okay? Otherwise, my general advice, two things. One, path down. Two, full clear. Okay? The next concept about pathing has to do with tempo. We talked about tempo last time. But after, let's say you do what I want to do and you full clear. Or sorry, let's branch in on this invade, or let's branch in on this dive. After we dive or after we invade, this is called us playing to our strong side, which would mean this is our weak side. Mid lane is always neutral. You can always play the mid lane whenever. But that would mean this is our weak side, top side, strong side, and then strong side. So the rule about weak side to strong side, okay, and I'm just going to make a big fat W and a big fat S, is you always must clear your weak side camps the moment it spawns. The moment. So let's say this was 4:15. Okay? And this is 4:30. You must be there the moment it spawns. So that means you do not clear your strong side camps. You do not have to. The reason why you do this is the faster you clear weak side camps, the faster you'll be able to make another play in your strong side, accelerating the game much faster. So this is a play on what tempo is, this is a play on what weak side strong side is, but it's crucial for you to clear your weak side camps the moment it's up. I cannot stress this enough. It changed my gameplay. I was a Kayn one trick. I didn't understand this concept. I started playing Viego, Lee Sin, Xin Zhao, any other champion. Okay, I started applying this concept. I skyrocketed in LP. My gameplay skyrocketed. Everything felt better. You clear your weak side. The enemy jungler has nothing to invade. Okay, and if he goes, then like he's looking for nothing, right? And the faster you clear these camps, you have options now. Again, at our pivot point right here, we decide, do we want to full clear and finish the camps we left, or do we want to go into their bot side, invade again, or go die bot again, or go do dragon that spawns at 5 minutes. So many options. But what happens is if, let's say, you make a play, you dive bot lane, okay, it's 3:30 when you're done with the dive, and you decide to do, it's like 3 minutes, okay, 3 minutes, and you decide to go do Krugs, Red Buff, Raptors, and Crab, okay, and Crab. By the time you're done with all of that, it's like 4 minutes. By the time you, maybe like 4:15 even, it's like, it takes a long time, because you have to travel around the map too. I'm not even time this correctly, 4:15, okay? Then you need a recall, 30 seconds, for you to go from here, it's 8, then to your first camp, it's another 20. Okay? So by the time you're on your first camp, you could be here at 5 minutes. That gives the enemy jungler 45 seconds to not only invade your camp, but make a play in the bot lane when you're not there. This guy can be bot lane now at 5 minutes, and you're back to farming camps. So you made a play at 3 minutes, and the next play you'll make is around 5:15. That's insane. If you made a play at 3 minutes, did one or two camps, recalled at around 3:40, instantly went back, went to your first camp, 4:10, 4:15, 4:30, you make a play right away at 5 minutes or even earlier. That's called playing tempo, that's called pathing correctly, that's called working with your strong side to win the game. Okay? But generally speaking, you want to full clear, you want to emphasize weak side or strong side, you don't need to invade. We'll talk more about when to invade later on in this event. Okay. So, let's go and move on to the next thing we're going to be talking about, which is when to gank or farm. So, when to gank or farm and understanding waves is the most difficult thing for any jungler to do, right? So, it's very difficult to decide whether or not you should help someone or you should leave them to rot. It's not easy. It's not an easy choice, and especially as a jungler, we talked about this in the last video, where you have a lot of pressure, you have a lot of expectations to really do good, and you have to gank everyone, and you have to help everyone. It's really hard to not, fall into the trap of, I feel pressured to gank someone, I want to help you here, I want to do this here. It's hard to not feel pressured, okay? But the idea behind understanding when to gank or farm comes with understanding waves first. So those two go hand in hand. I'll explain waves, and then I want to look at pretty much just. I think I have an example. I think I have an example as well. But what we'll do here is we'll take a look at some examples. So right here, we have a wave, okay? And what's going on is there's 5 minions here, 4 minions here. This one's almost dead. So what I want to do every single time is I want you guys to think here. What's going on with this wave? Okay? And actually, before I ask you these questions, what I want you guys to start doing when you think about wave states is this matters 100%. What matters more, okay, this might come as a surprise to some of you guys, is what's going on right here. This wave right here is far more important than the present wave in front of you. That's how you actually time things, properly gank people, properly dive people, properly do objectives. You need to think about these little 6 critters right here, okay, and these 6 critters right here. Those minions are spawning in your base every 30 seconds at the start of 105. So Okay, hold on. In the video, I'm realizing, yeah, people can't see the map. Okay, let me change the camera. Cool. Um, so the minion wave spawns i- every 30 seconds. So 105 it spawns, okay, and then 135, okay, and then 205, and so on. Right? Every 30 seconds. And every wave takes roughly 20 seconds for them to go from the base to the lane. Okay? That's what you're watching for. So right now with this wave, let's say we crash it. What happens when you crash a wave, guys? Think about it for a second. Okay? The wave bounces back. So does this wave right here that spawned bounce back into us right away? It doesn't. It's the second wave that bounces back. Okay, so this is where things get confusing. So this is wave 1, this is wave 2, and we're thinking about wave 3. That hasn't spawned yet. That's how it is with actual wave management and actual properly tracking waves. Wave 1, we have many choices. Draven can hold this wave and wait for wave 2 and stack them and we can dive. Draven can hard crash wave 1 and wave 2 and 3 will slow push into us and we'll have a freeze. Okay? We can try and or let's say we crash wave 1. Kog'Maw and whoever their support is can try and freeze on us and try and hold the wave right here. And then eventually wave 2 will come and he'll have to deal with wave 1 and 2. Okay, we're gonna go through more examples, but I just want you guys to get your brain thinking about this. Okay, I want you to get your brain thinking about this. It's not an easy example to look at. Let's take a look at this. Right here. Perfect example, because the wave is really close. So first thing I'm looking at, guys, this. Obviously, right? You need to look at this. Wow, there's a huge wave coming to my family right now. There's a huge wave coming to my turret. Holy shit, what's going on? Okay, step 2. What's going on with this wave? Oh my gosh, guys. If my Draven freezes right here for 10 seconds, 5 seconds even, this wave will come and freeze right here. Oh shit, I'm playing Viego, I'm a jungler, I can go gank this guy. Why? Because when a wave is stuck and frozen, the enemy laners need to walk up and crash the wave. What happens if they don't crash the wave, guys? What happens if Draven is freezing on Kog'Maw? What does Kog'Maw experience? Other than misery. Okay? Kog'Maw loses EXP and gold for an extended period of time. Okay? So I'm not here to explain what waves, slow pushes, fast pushes, any of that is. Okay? I think that's very basic stuff where there are plenty of resources out there. If you guys want to get a general understanding of that, general grasp of that, go for it. I'm here to teach you guys what advanced wave understanding is. Okay? So if you ping to Draven and you're Viego and you're walking like this, you could even walk like this. Kog'Maw is going to want to crash this wave as well. That's a cannon wave, I believe. There's 7 minions. That's a cannon wave. It takes a long time for any ADC to crash a cannon wave. Okay, even if it's a regular wave, it takes a long time. This Kog'Maw is 100% dead from this position. That's how you can decide whether or not you go to Krugs or whether or not you gank. It comes down to understanding the wave. Of course, you can't answer when to gank or when to farm if you don't know what's going on with the wave. And not with the present wave, with the wave that's coming up. This wave that's coming up that's going to freeze here. And if you do what I've been saying for the last 8 months, which is ping, 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 you can communicate to Draven and Nami that you're on the way and they will freeze. Now, let's say you lose 3v3. Let's say they can 2v3 you. Okay, you don't need to gank them. That's fine. But to understand how that works with waves is crucial. So this is a perfect example. We have many more examples to look at. Alright, we have this wave right here. It looks confusing, but this is where I need people to understand, especially the low elo people. If you have 4 minions here, each people have 4, where's the rest of the wave? Okay, for most, it should come naturally. There are 3 Casa minions here and 3 Casa minions off our screen. We need to understand that. Okay? I know it sounds silly, but I've seen a lot of people I've coached who don't really process that there are minion waves or minions in Fog of War. It's very weird to me, but I'm sure it's weird for a lot of you guys too. But this is a thing I've literally experienced while coaching. There are minions there, okay? I know they're not on your screen, and I know they're in Fog of War, but there are minions there. Okay, what's going on with this wave Excuse me for a second. Excuse me. So what's going on with this wave here is Ashe and Thresh have full control over what they want to do with this wave. Full control. So if they crash this wave, is there a wave where Jinx and Lulu are going to walk on, and if there is there a possibility that Jinx and Lulu can freeze? Right? That's the first question. The answer is no. The reason why the reason why Jinx and Lulu can't freeze is because of how far they are away from each other. Okay, so even if they wanted to freeze, Jinx would be playing 1v2 in a whole wave. A full cannon wave is like a third person. So Jinx is not going to 1v3 hold a wave. Not happening. And there's no way for them to freeze on. It's not even spawned yet. Again, 5:35, it's going to spawn. So if I were to play this clip out in a few seconds, what would happen in 1 minute if this wave crashes into us? Think for a second. Okay. The wave that spawns at 6:05 will come out, and it will connect with the wave that spawned at 5:35, and it'll slow push into them. So in a minute's time, right, because this 6:05 wave doesn't actually go into the lane until 6:25. Remember, it takes 20 seconds for it to come out. In around 1 minute, we're going to have 2 waves stacking into them. So in a minute, can I play for Dragon with 2 waves stacking to them? Probably. So if I recall now after Krugs and come off base and work with my Jinx to try and get Dragon, try and dive, try and do something, it's very, very easy to see how this would work. Now, because the enemy bot lane instantly is crashing this wave, they get opportunity to insta-pull Dragon. So maybe you lose Dragon. And that's fine, that's life. That's how waves work sometimes. Cool. Alright, let's take a look at another example. So this one is going to be, well, let me ask you guys, you gotta think for a second. What does Draven and Maokai want to do? What's their goal? Right here. Well, their goal, because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 minions versus, well, 11 actually, holy shit, versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minions. They want to push this wave, right, and crash it so they can recall. Okay? And if you're the jungler and you see this, they're dead. There's nothing they can do. And let's say, okay, let's say for an example, that you don't get any kills. It sucks, but your wave is good. Good wave. You've actually denied Draven a cannon minion, melees, casters, which is equivalent to around 150 gold right here. So even if you don't capitalize on this kill, you've still gained. And 150 gold in EXP here is actually worth like 1.5 camps. So think about it that way. When you stop an enemy ADC from catching these minions like this, you don't kill him. I mean, obviously this guy's dead, right? Obviously, I hope you realize this guy's dead. But in like some weird ass world where like we just DC on the spot or something crazy happens, you know? Like it's just some weird shit happens. Okay? You still deny them and you still win out on a play here. Now, is it worth on a champion like Hecarim to only deny them? Probably not. But I'm saying it's still worth, right? It's still worth in terms of how we understand waves and how we understand whether or not this is a good gank or a bad gank. It's still worth. Now you gotta add your champion identity. Okay, if I don't get this kill here, if Aphelios doesn't get this kill, I don't get this kill, or Lula doesn't get this kill, this play is probably not good. But again, Draven has no flashes. Draven and Maokai have no flashes. They have no sums. This Draven needs to push here. He will walk up. It's a kill. Cool. Let's take a look at another example. Right here. What does Vayne want to do here? Think for a second. Think for a sec. Think for a sec. So this is a tricky one. Because there's 2 options Vayne can have. And if you're the jungler for this Vayne, you need to watch what Vayne does. You need to watch him like a hawk. You need to like, what the hell do you want, Vayne? Because if Vayne steps up and tries to crash this wave, it's option 1. She's in threat of an enemy gank. And she's in threat of Fiora trading like she is right now. Okay? So if she does that, you need to be able to respond. Okay? Now the other option is this wave can slow push into us. So you might ask, well, how is this wave slow pushing into us? We have 7 minions, they have 5. How's that possible? Okay, two things. One, this turret will kill these minions. So that's reason number one. So you actually have 3 minions versus like 3 at the end of it. Because these casters will kill this melee, these minions will kill that melee. Okay? And then this turret will kill the rest of those. So it's 3 to 3. Three casters, 3 casters. So why in this position, if there's a wave here and a wave here, are we gonna get slow pushed into? Because when this wave from base again, guys, when this wave, by the way, this if that wave is there, this wave is here. When this wave comes, this wave connects with this spot right here faster than this wave back here connects. Think about it. This minion wave has to walk that much further. So they'll have 9 minions, or like 8, like roughly 9, and we'll actually have 6 by the time it's up here. So the position of where the wave is and where the wave will connect with the next wave indicates what's going on with prio, what's going on with slow pushing or not. That's how you can figure out what's going on with the wave. Okay. Next example. We have Thresh, Jinx, okay, we have a Kalista, Soraka, and the wave is like pretty even. Okay? What I'm watching is this wave right now, it's pretty even. What I'm watching again, guys, is this wave right here. So if I'm Hecarim, okay, in this position, I'm not playing right now. When I'm playing, unless there's a fight, if there's obviously a scrap, they can scrap, sure. But if I'm playing for a consistent way to make this play work, I'm watching this wave right here. That's where I'm logically going to make the best play. Because if these guys want to fight on the next wave, they try and crash it, boom, I'll be there, I can stop them. Right now, if Kalista and Soraka want to fight, well, this is still a good position for us. We're in a good spot. But the guaranteed thing to think about is this next wave. This next wave here, this next wave here. Okay, we have 2 more examples. So this one is a basic one, and I just want you guys to fully understand. Well, GP's crash, GP's playing this far up. Okay. Ignore the barrel here. When a wave crashes like this, what happens? Right? In 2 waves, what happens? Right? It slow pushes into us. So in 2 or 3 waves, we have an opportunity to gank Trundle if we want to. You can predict that a whole minute and a half in advance. So if there's nothing to do bot lane and we want to play towards topside, we can. We need to actually assess the wave and think that far in advance. So there was a practice I did back in the day when I was, still trying to make it pro, to really get good at wave states. I would look at top, mid, and bot lane every 30 seconds, and I would tell myself, top is slow pushing towards me, mid is slow pushing towards them, bot, I can't interact bot has no prio. 0 prio, negative prio. Because although this wave will slow push into us naturally, if Gangplank's level 8, and this guy's level 6, for example, I know it's not, he's level 7, but for example, this guy's really strong, he has first item, GP has first item, then he can decide whether or not he wants the wave to slow push into him. So that's where the fundamentals of waves break entirely. If someone's that strong, like, it's a different game. You can dive on every wave, you can gank on every wave, you can do whatever you want. Okay, the last example, the final example here. So we're in a similar position where, okay, if you're Kaisa and Rel here, what do you really want to do? Okay, there's 2 options. 1, push the wave. Get level 3. Oh, actually, I don't even know if it gives you level 3, you need to wait for the next wave. But push the wave so you can crash and you can either recall or buy items or get some vision. That's number 1. Number 2 is you can leave, and this wave will slow push into us. Again, why will this wave slow push into us? Because of the position of the wave. This wave will connect with this wave from base, and eventually have more minions than our minions. Okay, but ideally, Kaisa and Rel want to push this wave. So if you're Hecarim here, what you need to do is danger ping 100 times right here, that the enemy jungler can come. The reason why is so these guys can push the wave from this position, not this position, this position. So they're safer. So the enemy jungler comes, you can counter gank. Alright, but that brings us to the question. When to gank or when to farm? I still haven't answered that. Just give me 1 second here. So, in a game, right here, let me take a look right here for us. So, a good general rule of thumb is if you have your full clear complete, and if you have over 1,000 gold, you should recall. There's no pressure for you to gank. So I want you to think about it. The general rule of thumb: if you have 1,000 gold and all your camps cleared and your next camp is respawning, you should just recall. There's no pressure. So right here, okay, right here in this game, I'm low. Okay, I just made a mid play. I survived. Okay, and bot lane is in a wave where I could actually gank that. I could actually gank this, right? Let's think about wave states here, guys. I could actually gank this because it's gonna come into us, and I'm gonna have an opportunity. I can even sit in this bot push here. Okay. What I do when I decide whether I'm ganking or not is I evaluate risk. Okay, 100% of the time, I will get 300 gold on the top side, and another 300 gold if I clear back down. 100% of the time, if I go top lane here, I can play for grubs, no matter what. I can get level 6 and spend my gold and make my life easier. The reason why I emphasize tempo, recalling, and please farm your camps in the early game is because I don't want you guys to stress about making plays. The more stressed you are about making plays, the worse the play actually is. And when you have no items in the early game, I'm not even that strong. You need to play very mechanically well to get someone from 100% HP to 0% HP. Now imagine I spend 1,000 gold and I have a, what did I buy? A finished codex or a Reeker bow with a whatever, I don't even know what the orb thing. Now I'm going to deal that much more damage for the play that I'm making. It'll be that much easier. So the risk gets lowered as you get more items. Okay, so that's why I emphasize, please don't make so many plays until you get items. When you get items, that's when you can make more plays. The goal in the early game is to get your item. And as you guys can see, since I didn't waste my time in the bot side, and I'm playing for tempo, and I'm playing for conditions, and here I am also watching waves, watching lanes, and seeing conditions. Okay, I'm watching this wave the whole time. I can see what this Talia is doing. I'm tracking this Talia. I'm pinging to Katarina, and I put myself in a really beautiful position. Obviously, there's mechanics there to E through that. There's mechanics. Okay, but if I overstayed bot lane, if I did any of that shenanigans bot side, I would never be in this top position. I would never be able to attack Talia. Even if I don't kill Jarvan here or kill Talia, Talia's lane is over now. I just fucked Talia. Okay, just by playing for tempo, playing to farm my camps. I wasn't even trying to gank Talia here, by the way, guys. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. I wasn't even trying to gank Talia. I wasn't trying to do grubs. I was trying to make it to my respawn camps. If you guys don't know how to track your own jungle camp timers, it spawns every 2 minutes and 15 seconds. If you can't, you should learn it. If you really don't want to learn it, you're lazy, get Professor, Mobilytics, or something that tracks your camps for you. Okay, it's fine. But the reason why I'm recalling here is because I know my Grump is coming up. How do I know my Grump is coming up? Well, I'm tracking everything. I cleared my Grump at around 4:30, 4:35, 4:40. Okay, I did Raptors. I made a mid play. Okay, after I made a mid play, I did my Krugs. Enough time has passed, generally. And over time, you'll learn whether you're right or wrong. But the goal is to get back to your first camp. Okay? So I'm not looking to make a play on Talia. I'm not looking for any of this. I'm not assessing. I'm not like trying to make a gank here. I'm playing the game normally by farming my camps. So the joke about the irony to me about when to gank and when to farm is just farm. Like, farming is just better, straight up. Farming most of the time, like, just results in better positions for you. Okay, and when do you want to gank is when you have a play into the strong side. So I'm pathing bot, I'm pathing bot, I'm pathing bot. If I can make a play in the bot side, I should and I will. Okay, so for example, this game, I path towards bot side again, and I'm looking bot lane, and because my bot is my strong side, but I'm actually looking at the conditions and they're weak, I don't want to play towards bot lane anymore. And again, I have 1,000 gold, same position. I'm recalling. Why am I recalling, guys? I get my item. The moment I get my item, look at what I do. I run straight to bot lane. Pick up a kill, pick up another kill. Or that was his flash and shit. I could have killed him if I played a little better. Okay, and then I inted here. But Katarina gets a double kill, triple kill. So the time I'm making plays is when I complete my first item. And you'll see here, I go back to farming camps. And this is the example I gave earlier, where I'm looking for plays. I'm looking for plays. That's the time where you want to be looking for plays. But you can see every time I'm recalling, it's the same shit. I'm just going, and I'm going straight to my top side. I'm going straight to top side and taking my tempo. And Eventually I'll make plays. Eventually I'll be active, right? Like eventually I'm like, okay, now I have my item. Now I'm really strong. I have my large rod. So look at what I can do now that I'm this fed. Look at me. Like I'm just so fed. I'm able to 1v2 these guys. They literally done every single spell on me, and they can't do shit to me. That's how fucking fed I am. Because I played the early game, not stressing, not trying to gank a million people. Okay, and the game gets really, really easy. And again, I have 2,000 gold, I have all my camps up, but tempo, 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 tempo. Alright? So the trick to this question here, when to gank or farm, is literally 90% of the time farm. And the times you want to gank is, let's say, it's really free, it's really easy, and you've understood the wave. It's a good timer because you're done with your camps, you don't need a recall, you don't have a lot of gold, or it's like you're winning in the bot side. Like this game, the reason why I couldn't go bot lane that much is because I'm losing in the bot side, so I can't go bot side, I need to go mid or top. Okay? So when it comes to when a gank or farm, it also matters whether you're playing to your strong side or not. So in this game, bot lane's my strong side, top lane's my weak side because I'm pathing down, right? But because my bot lane's losing, now the game has changed. These guys are my weak side. So I want to full clear down and recall as fast as I can so I have opportunity to go into the top side and make a strong side play now. Because my Mordekaiser is strong, my Lucian and Lux, they aren't strong. The difference of why over here, when I died, I ran straight to bot lane is because this is like jungle tracking in a sense. This is fog of war tracking. As you can see, Talia right there. You can look at Talia right there, right? I'm also playing for Dragon. You can look at Talia right there. She decides to path towards bot side. I'm instantly coming to bot lane. So this is a defensive play. But I'm also playing somewhat aggressive on the Dragon. You can see I'm pathing here. I'm thinking about the Dragon. I'm thinking about it. Because I have my first item. Alright. Enough about that. So, to recap, to make it very clear for us, jungle tracking takes a lot of skills, okay? It takes timing, tracking CS, thinking about fog of war, thinking about enemy camps. Okay? Wait, that's not in the right section. Jungle pathing, path the ball lane, 90-95% of the time. You could full clear most of the time. And the last thing was play to strong side. Okay? When to farm or gank, it all comes to understanding waves. This is something you guys need to rewatch. There's no real notes I have here. I mean, I guess the best thing I can say is majority of the time farm, get item, then gank. Alright, and then understanding waves, went through it. The waves comes down to think about the next wave. Assess the current wave. Stay. Alright. So that's the recap for what we've just been through. Okay, we spent a good amount of time going through this. And it's important. These are the most important rules to League of Legends in a sense. Alright. So the next thing I want to look at here is okay, I need a break. Give me a second. We'll take a look at what to do when you're ahead or behind, and then all this. And the cool thing is, I'll actually switch this up. I want to give you guys more examples. Examples are a little more fun here. Anyway, yeah, my like in the Discord, it's talking about how this game I had over 200 CS on this guy, 12 CS per minute game. Yeah, this is a crazy game. Someone's Twitch chat is asking, is Rift Herald worth it when I'm ahead, or is it made better? All the objectives, man. All the objectives. Rift Herald or not, all the objectives. Every single one. Every single one. Rift Herald, turrets, grubs, dragons, everything. Alright. Our next chapter. Okay. Mid-game jungling. Honestly, setting objectives, useless. Okay? I mean, it's useful, but that is like literally its own like hour-long like talk. That shit will take forever. I don't really want to go over that right now. I didn't realize this other shit would take so long. Because I still want to get to questions for you guys. So what I'm going to get into is trading objectives. Okay? Trading objectives. So, in this game, I am strong. 5, 3, and 4. Look at my items. Holy shit, I'm Thanos. The enemy jungler is level 10. I'm going to be level 12. Rakan just died. Dragon's coming up. What I do here is, what first thing you guys need to notice is dodge the sword. You cannot walk through like this. You gotta dodge the sword. But they're doing dragon. It's my third dragon. I really wanted this. I really wanted this. But my Ahri's not ready to fight. My Set's in top lane, and my Rakan's dead. So when you can't win an objective, guys, what you must do is go to the other side of the map. And you can see how I'm pinging for the next objective here as much as I can to where Riot, dumbass Riot, man, you must wait before to issue more pings. I hate that shit. Okay, but you can see how I'm pinging for him to push the wave. I'm begging him. I want to play. So I'm finding camps, right? I was able to find a camp here in response to them getting dragon. And also break this turret. Pop quiz to everyone. How much is this turret worth? Actually, pop quiz for the entire map, the entire outers and inners. How much are these turrets worth? Okay, if you don't know, not a problem. 500, 500, 500. Okay, outers here are 800 gold. Okay, so I'll talk about the inners here. Sorry, the outers. The outers are 250 local and 50 times 5. And these turrets over here are, I can write it over here, I just realized, 675 local and 25 times 5 per person, 25 global. That's a lot of gold, guys. 800 gold right here. Boom, bada bing, cash that shit in. Mid turret is, I believe, worth 550 gold. This one right here. It's like I want to say 470. Maybe it's 625. It's like 300 less than these other ones. And okay, you know what? I want to confirm, guys. How do I confirm? I go little wiki turrets, and let's confirm together. Because I don't want to speak out of my ass. I want to show you guys how much these inner turrets are worth. So mid lane is 425 local and then 25 global. So it is worth 550. Okay, so I was right. It is worth 550, right? Because 25 times 5 plus 425. Yeah, 550. Okay, so I know it. I know my shit. Indium turrets are also worth 500 gold, all of them. So there's a lot of gold on the map. Okay, there's a lot of gold. Okay. So if you can't win objectives, trade. So I'm gonna bring the Rift Kit up. That's an example of trading. I'm gonna bring the Rift Kit up. Let's say you're blue side. Okay. You're blue side, and the enemy is playing for, let's say these are grubs, and they're bringing their support over. And you're here, you're like wanting to play for this. You're like, fuck, I can't play for this. Support's here. Damn it, support gap. Fuck. Why is my support not here with me? Ah. Instead of doing that, okay, just go bot lane. The dragon. Dragon's not up. Invade. If the invade's not up, dive. That's it. Okay? Their support wants to end the game away. Go for it. You're a good jungler. You can use your brain. Okay? Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this shit. Go bot lane. Okay, enemy jungler, mid lane, and support wants to be up there. Fuck it. Okay, bye-bye, ADC. Bye-bye. We're gonna 3-man dive you. Oh, you know what? I'm really good with pings. I can even get my mid laner to come dive bot lane with us. Holy shit, how does ADC play now? So now they got grubs. Oh, I got dragon. I got your bot camps. I got a dive bot. So let's say there's no invade, there's no dragon. Worst case scenario. You can still dive them. Let's say that there's no dive because your bot lane won 2v2 anyway. You can go down do your bot side. Let's say there's no bot camps. There's 0 camps for you to do on the map. 0. 0 camps, 0 dragon, 0 dive. Okay, worst case scenario. Hit B, spend your gold. That's it. Find a trade to use your time properly. Don't grief your position away. It's very, 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 very bad. Okay, so let's say we're gonna picture. I'm gonna put this as boom. Oh shit, that's the map. Oh shit, what's going on, bro? Okay, let's this shit's kind of cool. What the hell? What the hell? That's pretty fucking fire. Oh shit. Okay. Anyway, let's say we're gonna say dragons up. Yeah, we're gonna say dragons up, and it's gonna be the similar position. I'm blue side. Okay, I want to play for this, but they're just stronger than us. They're just stronger. In a game where I'm losing, they're just stronger. What I have to do is I have to go into the top side now. I have to give the objective away. I'm gonna actually quickly find the VOD from the other day where I perfectly demonstrate. Okay, I perfectly demonstrate what it's like to trade on the map. Okay, give me uno secondo. Okay, here we go. So in this game, it's 15 to 8. This guy got comboed. My Jinx my Jinx just flashed. My Jinx weak as shit. My set's cracking at top turret. Um, the position is like they sent 5 people bot lane. I'm pinging on the way. I want to get this. I want to get this, but they're sending 5 people bot lane. Jax is TPing. No one's top lane. What I do here is I get the mid wave. I go for his top camps, and I get the hell out of bot lane. And I go trade for Herald. I wasn't even thinking about Herald. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't even thinking about Herald. I was thinking about breaking the top tier 2. Okay, but because I'm at least in the right side of the map, I get to take Herald because I'm on the right side of the map. Alternatively, because I'm Nashers and a large rod, I can break this tier 2 as well and get 800 gold. Either one is chill, but Herald, I would say Herald is generally better. That's what trading is, guys. So if you can't win a fight, don't force it. And in this game, I think they have oh, this is the second dragon. So I wanted this dragon, of course. You want every dragon, but if you can't fight it, you can't fight it, man. Don't overforce things for dragons. It's not worth it. Alright. Let me fix my Streamlabs here. Give me a second. Cool. So, quick question. Someone asked, why not Herald mid? Wait, why Herald and not break mid turret with the wave pushing? Because there's more resources here. There's more resources in the top side. This turret right here is worth 500 gold. This is worth 800. This is also worth 200 plus 2 camps of EXP. Okay, so I can always use this to break this turret and this turret. This turret can also fall by my teammates. If they send 4 or 5 people here, my teammates can break this as well. I want to min-max my time. Because, and also, if they're smart here, they can catch the wave. If they catch the wave here, I can't break the turret. Zaya's just dumb. I don't know what Zaya's doing. Like, Zaya's just, like, lost. There's Zaya's lost. Like, that's it, right? So, if their Zaya's not lost here and just sits under the turret and catches the wave, lets Jarvan solo the dragon, I can't break mid turret. Alright. Next thing we're going through, okay, it's going to be how to invade. So, some of you guys are like, Perry, you want to farm all game? The fuck is that about? You don't want to gank ever? You don't want to play League? What the fuck is that? You never gonna invade, bro? I emphasize this because invading is the least priority to learn, okay? I'm gonna teach you guys how to invade now. I'm gonna teach you when to invade, when it's proper, and I'll give you guys a good example. Okay? Oh god, I'm dying. Okay. Invading. So right now in this position, it's 12 to 2. Okay, it's 12 to 2. But instead of going to his camps right now, I clear my camps. So, Perry, why don't you invade his blue buff? His blue buff is up. I know it's up. I can go straight now and play for his blue buff. Look at my Jin's HP, look at my Morgana's HP and mana. They want a recall, they just got 2 kills as well. You need to match your invade timer to your teammate's conditions. So I cleared 2 camps here, 3 camps here. I recall exactly when my bot lane's recalling, and I bolt it. I just bolt it to his bot side. Also, from jungle tracking here, we see Master Yi gank top lane. Okay, and I'm assuming he's on the grubs. He has 2 choices here. Again, jungle tracking. This can tie into jungle tracking. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Last second, it didn't look like he was walking into the bush. It looked like he was walking down. So you can kind of guess he's going to do the grubs. And I said during the game, I'm like, okay, he's probably on the grubs. You can see me hovering over it. He's probably doing that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to bolt it straight to the bot side. When I'm invading his bot camps, okay, you can see how I use spells at the start. I didn't use my Q at all. I waited the whole time. I should have used my sweeper. I should have used my pink ward. This is facts. But because I saved my Q and everything, I was able to kill the Pyke very easily. Some of you guys, when you're invading, this is why it really concerns me to invade. Invading is risky. It involves you playing well and having a lot of fundamental knowledge. When you're invading, you shouldn't use spells. I shouldn't even use my W here. I should use a pink ward here. There's a lot of invading things where if you mess up mentally, if you mess up and you just forget one thing, the whole thing can go wrong. The whole invade can go wrong, and boom, now you're back in a shitty position. Okay? I forgot to ward. I forgot a pink ward. I forgot to sweep. My fault. And I also used my W when I didn't have to. But at the very least, I held my Q this whole time. So if they come and they mess with me, I'm also pinging, by the way, the Jin the whole time. If they come with me, I'm able to capitalize and kill them. Well, some of you guys might think it's obvious that I could go play and invade here. The difference of when you guys would invade is right here, when you see your Jin and Morgana hard stomping and you see blue buff spawning right here, some of you guys would run straight to the blue buff and play for it. You don't want to do that. Okay? Because I'm not actually playing for the invade. That's the irony of playing for invade. What I'm playing for here, guys, and if you can figure this out, props to you. I'll give you guys 5 seconds to try and figure it out. I'm not playing for the invade here, but I still want to go bot side. What am I playing for? If you guys want to write it, go for it. Comment in the chat if you guys know. Okay, if you guys made it here. What I'm playing for is bot turret. I don't care about his camps. I'm invading his bot side so I can play for the bot turret. If I get his camps, I get his camps. I don't care about these kills. I don't care about anything that's going on outside of this bot turret, these plates, and first turret. I don't care about tier 2, right? Because there's an order of operations on which turrets you need to break. What I care about is I'm breaking bot turret when I'm this strong and when my Jin's this strong. That's how you end the game. And you can see, okay, the invade worked. Let me find the actual game here, because this game was wonderful for the enemy. They after we made this play, we broke mid turret, we broke bot turret, we got 2 dragons, and we also like pretty much almost broke top turret as well. We got almost 15 plates this game. The whole time I'm not playing for kills, I'm not playing for invade, I'm playing for pressure on the map in their jungle, so my Jin can step up and hit the turrets. The tier 1, hit the turret and break the tier 1. Okay? And in the early game, it's the same concept as when to farm or gank. Pretty much, you can even add the idea of invading here, and I'll add it because we're at this point of the review. You can add invading here as well. It's always farm first, guys. When you get your item, then you can invade, then you can farm, then you can play the map. But you're never, ever, ever playing for the gank. You're never playing for the invade. You're playing for the wave condition, for the turrets, and then if you get kills, if you get good invades, that comes after. But your goal initially, the baseline, is understand the wave states, understand the conditions of the map. I would never, ever, 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 ever be able to make this invade possible and be able to play for these bot camps if I had stayed on the map here and I went to invade right now. I could have invaded right now. Okay. So, we have one more thing to cover. I'm actually going to add one thing here. Okay, and it's what turret order to break. Actually, this will go in over here. What turret order to break? And if you guys... oh, jeez. I'm refilling my water bottle. If you guys have questions in the Twitch chat, join the Discord. You can join the event. You can ask questions after. I will try to get to all your questions later, but we are going pretty slow rate. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's think about which turrets to break. And I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use the Rift Kit because this is easier to look at. So. A second, sorry about that. So, as blue side here, okay, as blue side, we are playing for this turret, this turret, this turret, this turret, of course, all the turrets. Which order do we take them in? Okay, so I'm gonna remove these guys because they're pissing me off. I just want to see my map. So the first turret you want to break, and we're gonna tier them, is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 3, number 4. And then number 5, number 5, number 6. So as you can see, breaking mid is like comes last. It's hard. It's harder than breaking side turrets. So you do not go to 3 unless you break 2, generally speaking. There's always exceptions to these rules. But generally speaking, you do not go for 3 unless you break 2. And you do not go for 4 unless you break 3. But let's say you have Rift here and there's like 4 people top lane. And you can Rift and get third. Okay, makes sense. Valid. So there's some cases where you can just go ahead and break 3 or break 4. But this is the general way of how you're supposed to take turrets. Okay? And there is one rule here where it's you can use Herald whenever on turrets on mid tier 1 anytime. It can be before you break turrets 1, or after, doesn't matter. So this is a common problem I see with people. You can use Herald whenever on mid tier 1, and what you don't want to do is never use Herald for turrets 1. So bot and top outers. So a common problem I see from you guys is you use Herald here on this turret or use Herald on this turret. Stop. Okay, it's really bad. Even if you don't break mid turret with the Herald, if you deal all the damage to this turret, it's worth way more. These turrets are just too easy to break compared to mid turret. This turret is a hassle to break. Okay? So when you're ahead, you want to play for these turrets, and you want to play for those objectives, and you want to play for the control in the other enemy jungle. I know I put that in a general way. The best thing I can provide for you guys actually is on this video right here, where I did live coaching with this guy. It's the perfect example of what good macro is in the mid game. Now this student was farming and trying to farm, and I was yelling at him the whole time, please, go make plays, go do things. He's fed, and he's AFK. So when you're strong, you do not do your Krugs, you do not do your Grump or waste time. You don't over index on doing 3 camps. You go into their jungle. So I want to give you guys the example here, real quick. It's just easy to talk about here. Right here, in this game, oh shit, what's next after 2? No, it's right here. It's set up objectives, not camps. So right here, Baron's up in 40 seconds. The score is 16 to 33. 16 to 33, by the way. Okay, where does my Hecarim go? Oh my god, he goes to the Krugs! What are you doing? So I'm just screaming at him. I mean, you can hear me. Sorry, it's loud. I'll put it lower. You can see me. I'm tweaking. That's the point, right? Right? Right here, imagine this Hecarim from base is thinking about macro, thinking about winning the game when they're ahead. You want to go into their top side, invade his camps, okay? Now you want to invade. Now you want to play for turrets. Now you want to accelerate the game. Lee Sin is dead, man. Lee Sin's dead. Lucian's dead. Look over here. Lee Sin and Lucian are dead. Talia's not allowed to catch this wave. Even if we're playing Hecarim and we use our jungle pet for move speed, we can walk all the way through jungle and still make it to Talia. We're farming Krugs. Okay, so when you're ahead, please, okay, please, do not do this to yourself. That is crazy to me. Someone's asking, good question in chat, I'm gonna answer right away. If their top camps aren't up, I don't care. I'm pushing in top wave, I'm pushing in mid wave, and I'm setting up a good line of vision here so I can do this Baron on spawn. What's gonna happen is, what does the enemy support want at any point in the game? Enemy support wants vision. What are they gonna do? They're gonna try and get vision. When they try and get vision, you destroy them. And you prevent them from getting vision. If you're on Krugs, how does Little get vision? It's so much harder for her. You are responsible for helping your support get vision. That's your job as a jungler. Not your mid laners, not your ADCs, not your top laners. There's a reason why in competitive game, you see the jungler and support literally holding hands together. It's a literal meme to hold hands as a jungler and as a support. It's the same idea in solo queue. It's the same idea no matter what. Okay? You want to play for this objective, you help your support get vision. You establish your line of vision so you can do the objective. You set up a camp in their jungle. Alright. So, to reiterate, when you are ahead, okay, you play as aggressive as you possibly can. But let's say you are not so far ahead to where this is possible, or this is possible, this is possible. Continue farming. So there's a line. There's a line that you have to play. There's a balance. If let's say this was the ahead graph. So we'll say this. We'll put this. I'm gonna draw it over here. We'll put this as far ahead and behind. If you're here, you can literally do whatever you want, as aggressive as you can. Still play for objectives. What I mean by whatever you want, I mean you play for the objective still, not fight and kill yourself and just try and 1v5. I mean play for the objectives. When I mean whatever I want. When you're not that far ahead, and let's say you are around like here, you're even, you farm. When are you farming for? I don't want to AFK, I don't want to farm, I don't want to AFK. You farm until you hit your power spikes. Well, what are your power spikes like? Some champions like Gangplank hit a power spike at level like 13 or some shit. Some champions like farming junglers hit power spikes when they're like level 6. They get level 6 like power spike. Or when they get, first item, second item. So if you're even in the game right now, it's 60 minutes into the game, but you're like 600, 700 gold off your second item, and in your head you're like, I need to force a fight here. I'm strong, I want to fight. Then you're failing yourself. Because if you farmed for 1 more minute, if you found gold on the map for 2 minutes, you came back on the map with second item, you would be able to win a fight much easier. You would push yourself all the way up here when you complete your items. So, don't hurt yourself when it comes to taking bad fights. You always want to fight when you're strong, when you have items, because it makes your life easier. What I emphasize on is, if you're not good mechanically, I don't want you to be. I don't expect you to be. Learning mechanics is hard. It takes lots of games, lots of hours. You can climb the challenger without being mechanically insane. I would say my mechanics are mediocre. They're pretty good. Okay, they're not terrible. They're not insane. They're not Whipple level. They're not Inspired level. They're not Owner. They're not Korean. But I'm okay. Okay, you can be okay. You can be mediocre and get the challenger. You can get the pro player as a mediocre mechanical player. Okay, if you are insane mechanically, you can change the way the game is played 100%. 95% of the people I've coached, 90% of the people I've watched, they're not insane mechanically. That is like a 1 out of 1,000 out of 1,000 out of 1,000. Like, those are the rare, talented, like, they just know how to fucking fight. It's hard to be like that. Okay? But like Whipple has said in the past, if you're able to, like, buffer every single CC ability with Tristana W, because you're mechanically insane, you change how far ahead or behind you are. Because if the Blitzcrank can't hook you, you kind of change the game, the way the game is played. But we don't have to work on that. We want to work on other things, like getting better macro, making better decisions. Okay? So when you're even, you want to get your items. When you're behind, you want to do the exact same thing. Okay? But when you're behind, this is the funny part about League of Legends. Okay, let me ask you guys an honest question. You guys are to answer honestly. Have you been ahead 10,000 gold, soul point, barons, elders, kills, and still lost the game? If your answer is no, you're lying. Okay, you're tripping. Okay, have you been behind soul point, barons, dragons, 10,000 gold, etc., and won games? If you're saying no, well, I feel very bad, okay, and you should stop FFing or stop having mental problems. So that's where you should watch the other video and think about your mental, right? But you probably won those games, okay? You probably won those games, okay? What happens is when people are ahead, they want to push way too far. So let's say you're this far ahead. You start seeing people go and dive and play 1v5 and just kill people and throw away 700 gold bounty after 700 gold bounty after 700 gold bounty. So if you're in this position, from the behind position, this person will literally throw and put the game back into even state. As the behind person, you just have to make the best choices you can to be putting yourself in the right positions, to be capitalizing on when they int, because they will. In Challenger they will, in Pro Play they will, in fucking MSI they are. In every elo, no matter where you are, they will throw. Okay? So when you're behind, you need to do your best to farm camps, be efficient, not kill yourself, not die, not be stupid. Okay? And you have a chance of coming back in the game. The mindset when you're behind is do less and chill. Okay? And the mindset when you're ahead is also do less and chill. Okay? So what the fuck do I mean by that? Do less and chill? What does that mean? Okay, if I do less, then I'm ahead, I'm behind, like, do less. Okay? What I mean is, the more plays you force in any position, the worse your game is going to be. Because League of Legends has 9 other teammates that are, like second grade mental and, first grade intelligence, they're going to force place. They're going to int. They're going to run it down. They're going to make your life so easy to where if you just relax, farm camps, get your music going, sing a song, vibe, good chance you'll actually end up walking away with more wins than loses. Now, I don't mean to sit still and AFK and just farm and be a herbivore the whole time. Obviously, assess waves. Obviously, assess your strong side. Assess whether or not you can play for objectives. But if there is nothing for you to do, then there is nothing for you to do. Do not feel forced. You know who's going to feel forced? The other 9 players in your game. Your teammates, the enemies. League is a stressful game. When you queue up, it's stressful. People feel the need to do things. Okay, people feel the need to, like, force something. And when you're ahead, people feel very, very, very bored. When they get ahead, they don't want to win. Okay, and I'm sure you guys have been one of those people too. When you get ahead, you want to, like, run it in and just try and kill 5 people. Don't be that guy. Alright? That's the mindset when it comes to being ahead or not. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish our recap here. And I'm going to use RESTROOM, and then I'm going to answer questions. And I'll probably answer questions for like 40 minutes. So if you guys have questions in the Twitch chat again, please make sure to join the Discord, and then you guys can answer. We can talk on the stand. It's easier to answer questions that way. Trading objectives, okay? When behind, when the position is hard to fight, leave, find something else. Doesn't matter what. Don't int harder. How to invade? Once you have items, conditions with laners, and a goal that's not just invade, you can look for something. What to do when you're ahead or behind? Relax either way. Let the game play itself. When behind, farm, get items. When ahead, get all the objectives. Farm, get items, maybe sneak objectives. Top/bots, tier 1s. Tier 1, in this order. Top/bot tier 1, mid tier 1, top/bot tier 2, 2, mid tier 2, top/bot, the capitalization, top/bot tier 3, mid tier 3. Use Herald at any time on mid lane. Alright, I'm gonna use the restroom. We're going to do questions. I'll be right back, alright? All right. Can I copy and paste into the Discord? Yes. All right. So we have a few questions. I'm going to invite people to the stand. And yeah, let's see. Okay, so let me see how I can invite people to the stand. Invite to speak. Okay. All right. What's your question?
My question was earlier you spoke about the Xin Zhao splitting the map diagonally when he had when he had like side lane prio, mid lane prio, and invading like a weaker early game jungler.
Right.
What is the weaker jungler supposed to do in that scenario? Do they accept the fact that their, let's say, bot side might get dove? Like, should they be hovering that until their top camps respawn? Or should they be looking for plays on the other side of the map? Or like, what is their response? Because there's obviously no camps there. So yeah.
You're saying when you do the invade path on Zinzao, you're saying, right? Like let me drop like
Yeah,
this.
like let's say you're the Eve,
Yeah. What do
right?
you
And
do?
Xin
Okay.
Zhao does this to
Yeah.
you. What do you do?
Well, step one is, why are we pathing to a lane with no prio if you're playing a champion like Evelyn? So although I say path 90,
Let's say like all of my lanes had no prio. Like maybe it's like one of those games where our draft is like we
yeah, sure,
have a
sure. So
scaling
no
comp or
prio.
something. Yeah.
This guy goes down. What do I do? Right. This guy goes down, and okay. So first things first is trying to establish vision in their jungle or trying to establish defensive wards wherever you can. Okay. And the harder camp for anyone to invade is always top side. So if you're trying to be safe, okay, you path towards top lane. Because if you have a ward, you put it here, you'll spot them, and even though you guys have no prio, again, people are down to help you. But the reason why why pathing towards top lane, or essentially, I guess the best way to explain this, if you're Evelyn, if you're a weaker jungler, you want to path towards your red buff. And the reason why is by the time you're done with your Raptors, they can invade your red buff, but at least you can do your Krugs. So you get 5 and he only gets 4. And he gets a +1 camp, but it's fine. Same reason why you path towards top lane, you can do these Raptors, give this red buff, so walk around, and then go to Krugs. Okay, but let's say you pat down, you already fucked up, and like, okay, like, yeah, he's gonna invade your blue and Gromp. Well, yeah, you just have to take an L, man. Go try and gank mid lane. Go try and gank top lane. Maybe you can like loop
But
around,
like
like find something advanced and go into the bot side. That's it.
but I shouldn't like worry like, oh, are they gonna force a 3v2 play bot like and just hang around bot for that. I should
Well, if they're
just look for a play on
diveable,
my own.
you if they're diveable, then that's your next goal, right? To defend on the dive.
Okay.
So it just
Okay.
depends on the
Okay.
conditions, right?
All right. Well,
But
thank you.
yeah, cool. All right. Um, yeah, can you guys raise your hand to speak? That'll be good. Easier for me because I don't want to have to go through that. Cool. I'll just go through the whoever's raising the hand to speak. Okay. I invited Aries. Yep.
Hi. So I have two questions.
All right.
One was about one of the one of the things you said on the ones for fundamentals.
Uh huh.
And then another was something that you said earlier.
Okay.
One was you said that we should be playing towards our strengths and kind of choosing what champions we should be playing based on those strengths. But how do we identify what our strengths are when it comes to jungling?
Um, are you asking like jungle strength or like just assessing your teammate's
Yeah,
strength or
jungle strength, like your strength as a player.
in in the game, right? Like,
Yeah, in the
okay,
game.
okay. So like let's say we're playing like Diana in this case, right? Like I'm really close to my item. So when I come back on item and I'm up 2 levels, like I'm strong, right? Like, and if I
Hmm.
hold tab and I assess like this tab screen right here, I evaluate like who's strong on my team, who's weak on their team, right? Like this guy has item. I'm not looking at the score. I don't care about any of this. What I care about is
Hmm.
this right here. This is pretty strong. This guy's like weak. Okay, this guy's like weak. Then I think about champions and sums. Okay, no one really has sums or okay strength. But like, let's say this guy has
Okay,
sums and he has this items. He's actually pretty strong. But
great.
right now when you hold tab and you look, I have this and this and this guy has this. He probably has like 1k gold. I'm still gonna be that much more strong than him.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and then the other question I had was, and like those players, like even when you ping that you're going to be coming, they're just going to shove the wave no matter what. is your best bet to just like dive if they're just going to continue to crash over and over, or what's the way you play around kind of players not respecting any pings or respecting the fact that they're weak side or strong side?
If you're like, let's say it's Michaela, for example, right? And this guy's just like losing. Like he's actually just losing. I don't care because I'm winning in the
Hmm.
bot side. So if I danger
Right.
ping this guy, like this kill got dove like 3 times in this game or something, and there's many of my games where my top laner just gets dove 3 or 4 times because I'm making good plays in the bot side. I'm stacking dragons. I'm invading bot camps. I'm diving
Hmm.
their bot lane. That's okay.
Right.
Okay, when it comes to pings, that's your fault. I would say 1 out of every 25 games do my teammates actually just not listen to my pings. It's very
Okay.
rare. And what I mean is like, okay, let's say you have a play that you want to make 1 minute in advance. You want to be pinging 1 minute in advance, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and when the play is ready to be happening, you're pinging. And when the play is still happening, you're pinging. So if you're not pinging a full minute in advance and spamming
Hmm.
30 seconds minimum, then I probably won't even listen to you. It's not that clear what you want.
Okay.
And if they
Yeah,
and if
that
they
makes sense.
don't, they don't. Like, yeah, you're gonna experience that. Like, I've definitely experienced that. In this game, actually, I can show you an example here where
Hmm.
I'm doing Herald here, and I'm spamming, I'm spamming, and the idea is okay. Jin is very strong, but because I'm spamming this much, he's still playing a lot safer than I feel like he normally would. This guy's been a psychopath the whole game, but because you can see me,
Hmm.
I'm pinging. He gets the message across, and it actually makes
Hmm.
him understand, even if he's still playing like a psychopath. It makes him understand how he doesn't need to be doing this. Because I'm not stopping. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm not stopping.
Right.
That's the whole idea. And then he flashes away and he
Okay.
lives. I pinged him for
So
30
you don't
seconds
you
straight.
don't stop. Sorry. Like so you don't stop like what should be the good play just because your teammates aren't playing around it.
Oh hell no! Like oh hell no! Like if I'm doing the objective or if I'm doing the right thing and my teammates are just inting, like I'm sorry, but like I will do the right thing. Like
Okay.
if you guys want to int, you guys can int. I want to win, right? Like this game,
Hmm.
no, not this game. There was a game where I was playing against Echo. Is this Echo? Yeah, I was playing against Echo here, and what happened was, well, my teammates are like getting dove mid or something. Like my Lucian traded, we're ahead, right? Like 11-6, we're traded, we're ahead. I get this guy's blue buff. Ari goes mid lane. I
Hmm.
completely ignore this guy. I'm doing blue buff, and I'm pulling dragon while there's 4 mid. And this Echo's coming here, and then he's not looking. Okay, my Q, that was kind of bullshit, but like I just fucking kill this guy, and then I'm just ignoring everyone. I'm doing the dragon because this is the right
Hmm.
play to me.
Okay.
And then during this time as well, like I could communicate more, I could communicate more and whatnot, but like yeah, like you don't want to enter your game if it's not a good play.
All right.
Cool. All right,
Hello?
what's the question? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, just about when to take grubs because I feel like people always say they're always like a bait,
Mm-hmm.
but like clearly they're kind of okay sometimes.
All right, let me get the map. Okay, so the first example of when you wouldn't do grubs is if the dragon is not you're not able to take the dragon. Let's say you pat down and your bot is losing. They're like 0-4 really quickly. Like they just got solo killed twice. So that's where I was like, okay, I can't do dragon. I should just play for grubs then. So what you do is you recall here, or you path here one time, you recall, you come out of base, you path again, you recall, and then you pass straight back to top lane and you can do the grubs. 6 minutes. Um, so the only reason why I'm ever doing grubs is if I can't do dragon or if my bot lane is just like bad, essentially. So
When
yeah, good.
when you're taking them, is it better just to take all of them if you can, or is it still good to just like take one and then leave?
Um, most of the time, I would say again, 95% of the time, you should do all of them. The only time I'm only doing one is if I'm like if they're like coming for me and I know they're coming, and like I'm here and I'm like okay, I'm doing the crab and like oh shit, like I can one shot this really quickly and I can get out of here. Then like you could argue to do one, but even then, like I would say it's just too risky. I would say if you're able to do grubs, you're doing all three of them.
Okay.
And if there's no grubs opportunity, there's no opportunity. I think playing for one grub is like kind of one of the like kind of the silliest thing that people have decided is a good in league. So
Yeah, it was because like it counted as a camp, right?
it
Like just doing the one.
it counts as a camp and it gives you like a good amount of exp, But to expend a lot of tempo on that when you're not getting any gold, a lot of champions
Yeah.
actually want gold over just the EXP alone.
Okay.
So if it's like a camp to get you level 6, like actually I have a good example here. Against I think it was a Teemo top lane. Teemo top. It was a Kale and a Teemo. Give me a second here. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's normally just not worth your time. If you're there, you're doing all of it. It's if you're there, you're doing all of it. So here, this game here actually, I think it was this game at least. Maybe not. Maybe it was a different Teemo. Oh shit, it's not this game. I played another Teemo game. Anyway, yeah. So pretty much, if you're able to do grubs, you should do all of them, and otherwise like you can ignore grubs. Dragons are worth way more. And just to give you some more context, again, if you're here earlier, Ogurin says dragons are worth 3k. I think they're worth more like 1.5, 2k. There's like the Hextech dragon is worth like an insane amount, the attack speed and the ability haste. So these are your best friends. And let's say you're pathing top lane and you're working with top laner. Obviously, then the objective in proximity is grubs, so you should do grubs.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry, my dog's barking.
No, you're good. All right, is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you have anything else, let me know. All right. A question B. Oh wait, who's this B? All right, what's up B?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, you're good.
Okay. So let's say I'm playing Zac into Shyvana. We both start topside.
Okay. Some funny
Sorry,
champs.
very specific question.
All right, go on.
But like Shyvana's kind of game plan early is she's gonna full clear and then she's gonna go try and get an early dragon, right?
Yeah.
At that 5-minute dragon, I'm somewhere near bot lane already.
Okay.
I don't really know how I approach that fight because I know that she's like 90% chance I could go ward it, but she's probably going to be on dragon. Am I fine dropping a bot camp or two and like going and just trying to waste her time, do a smite fight? I mean, could I invade her? I don't really know how to navigate that scenario.
Yeah. So what's going on mid top? Or sorry, mid bot.
Okay,
Right,
well, yeah, let's just say mid's like 2 artillery mages. It's relatively even, and then bot is, I don't know, scaling Ashjana clones or whatever.
Like, even though you think they're scaling, like both artillery mages mid and Ashjana or any matchup like Smolder, you can have Seraphine, you can have Sona, they're still able to have impact in the fight on this dragon. So it's relative to summoner spells, how much gold you have, how much gold she has spent as Shyvana, what your laners have, like do they have conditions to help you or not? When you look at it just from a jungle 1v1 perspective, the best advice I got there is, okay, if he's doing the objective, she's going to be low from doing the objective, right? She's going to hit the objective, hit the objective, and right around maybe 2k HP, you can go impact and try and fight her at that point where she's kind of leashed the dragon already, so she's conflicted. Either I leave and maybe he gets a dragon, which really fucking sucks, or I fight it and maybe I lose the fight, or I win it. Right, but if you come at like 4k HP, then she can just leave happily and like, okay, it's fine. Right, so you kind of want them to commit if you're playing purely off jungle 1v1. But
Okay,
it really does depend on this.
It sounds like what you're saying is that like my kind of made up scenario isn't really going to happen, and there's always going to be like someone's going to have prio, and like it'll be kind of obvious if I should do that dragon or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and one thing on Zac though is like, because you're a quote unquote weaker champ in the early game, it might be harder to even get a dragon at 5 minutes. So your goal can now be, I don't want Shyvana to get any dragons. So no one's getting dragons until like 7 minutes when you get level 6, and that's where you're like, okay, I have items now, I'm level 6, I'm strong. Now I want to get the dragons.
Okay, so my goal is to just prevent Shyvana from getting a dragon and then delay it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's completely fine too. Again, unless your bot is again like Draven Callista support Draven ADC, like Caitlyn Lux, or like you just have something crazy mid laner as well, like you have Akshan mid, Pantheon mid. Then it's like, okay, easily you can play with this dragon, even if you're playing Zac. Right, so it really depends.
Okay, yeah, totally makes sense.
Cool. Ashana goes hard early. Yeah, they do for sure. Is there specific gank timers to follow? Actually, a good question. I actually like this question a lot. So, ganking has to do with waves, like we've been talking about, right? Like you gank based off of. Oh shit! I scrolled down too far. You based gank off of waves. So 1, 2, 3. If we're done with 3 camps, and let me pull up a VOD so it's really visual for you guys. 1, 2, 3. By the time you're done with 3rd camp, what's happened is let's count waves actually. So this is wave 1 right here. Wave 1. Okay. Wave 2. So wave 1, wave 2. And then by the time I'm done with my 3rd camp, wave 3 is here. This is wave 3. So if I ran straight to bot lane right now, I would be fighting bot lane on this 3rd wave. So again, your pivot point after your third camp is an opportunity for you to gank off of waves. And if you do your 4th camp, it's gonna lead into the 4th wave almost. I think no. The 4th and 5th camp is the 4th wave. Okay, and then just all 6 camps goes relative to the 6th wave. The 6th wave and on. So it can get complicated later on in the game. Pretty much you want to direct yourself with camps and waves. So this is a different theory. It's more advanced, but like if you see right here, if I wanted to make a play bot lane, okay, right now if I want to make a play bot lane, I want to be parallel with this wave. So the time this wave crashes right here, I want to be ready to fight. That's what it means to be playing on waves. That's what it means to properly have timers on waves. It's like a step ahead of what advanced. It's called being parallel to your waves. It's a step ahead of jungle ganking or playing off waves. It's we don't have to go too deep into it. But the best timer for you to understand is if you're a strong jungler, your level 3 timer is a level 3 dive, a level 3 gank, a level 3 play anywhere. And the best part is this top laner will not be level 3, this mid laner will not be level 3, and this bot lane here will definitely not be level 3. So you'll be level 3 and they won't be. Hope that makes sense. Do you think all these comps apply to competitive? 100%. I think competitive is way more similar. I mean, at least the concepts I'm providing at least. So if you're a solo queue player, it's not easy to transfer your solo queue skills to competitive. If you're a competitive player, you can transfer these competitive skills. Like I was a pro, right? I could transfer these skills into solo queue, and it works the same way. Like the things I learned through competitive gameplay are what transferred into me getting rank 2 in my peak. Right, I'm sure there's other ways to play solo queue. I'm sure I could be invading more. I'm sure I could do, psychotic things. And when I first hit challenger, I invaded every game. Right, like guys, if you want a beautiful like cheesy little path to do, okay, and you're playing a champion that has like a dash or anything, I was playing Kane. You queue over this wall, you wrap around, and you start their camp here. You don't queue and walk like this because you'll get spotted. You walk all the way around, and it's the most cheesy shit ever. Okay, and I did that to challenger. Okay, Belveth mains, you sit here 125, you walk in, boom. Like you can even do this shit on fiddlesticks, unironically. Like there's so many champions you can do it on. So like there's different ways to play the game, but definitely competitive has transitioned a lot into the decisions I make now. What does playing with the wave do versus without? Okay, playing with the wave. So if you want to get into this a little more, let's say we have this example again, where I'm on the wave. Okay, so pretty much the moment this wave hits the center of the lane, for laning, it decides who has prio. If my I can visualize. I can help you visualize it a little better with Rifkit. If my mid laner is here, and where's the other mid laner? My mid laner is here, and the wave is gonna hit right here in the middle. Who has more advantage right now? Their mid laner. So their mid laner will get prio. That's actually how like lanes work. If your mid laner is like here in the center of the wave, then your mid laner is gonna get prio. Obviously if you're like this, it's even clearer. So if you're here, the moment the wave hits the middle, right? Let's say you're here. The moment the wave hits, so you're waiting for it to connect in the center of the lane. This guy will try and crash the wave, trade, or do anything. This guy will also try to stop him. Boom, you're here to stop them. The reason why you want to be here before, or like almost towards the end of them crashing a wave or playing on a wave, is because you'll be able to catch the enemy off guard. They'll use spells on pushing the wave, and boom, you're here to capitalize. And let's say your pressure here, your clear a ward, it enables your mid laner to get vision. Now you and your mid laner can go together, be best friends, go get control on dragon, go invade, go dive, Whatever you want. Maybe your mid lane needs to recall. All right, guys, can you just to make my life a little easier, let's talk. If you guys can raise your hand, it'll help me. I'll invite some of you guys to speak, I guess. Um, it makes my life easier, so I don't have to just read messages the whole time. You can't speak. It's late. Oh shit. Okay, I'll get to the question. In a situation, okay, it's late to you. Damn, what time is it over there? I'm actually curious if you guys can answer. It's an honest question. In a situation where the wave state is good enough, to gank, how low should the enemy be on HP mana to successfully gank? So, it it's again relative to what your items are. Let's say you're trying to gank bot lane, okay, and they're 100% HP, but you have first item. Then you can kill them from 100% HP. Let's say you have let's say you have 50% of an item, and they're 100% HP. Now it depends on, okay, do you have ultimate? Do your laners have ultimate? Do you have a Nautilus? Do you have, is the wave really that good? Like, you have all these other conditions that impact whether or not this gank, this play will work for you. You have a lot of other conditions that can be, that need to be assessed. So, in the example of the first jungle tracking example I provided earlier, where I was able to, get this triple ult and get this wombo combo right here, where it's like, boom, bada bing, okay, flash in, do this shit, okay? If right here, where I see that Jarvan's on the dragon, if my ultimate is not up, by the way, trading, I would go to his top side here and take his top camps, okay? And then I would look for maybe a top dive after these raptors. Okay, but because I have first item, and because I have ultimate, and I have my flash, I'm literally willing to 1v3. Like, I'm literally 1v3ing right here. That's the difference. If I don't have my item, if I don't have ult, if I don't have flash, the conditions change drastically. If my laners are on base, if my Lux has no mana, if my Lux is dead, if my Canarine is dead, it changes things a lot. Oh, it's 11 over there. I got you. Okay. Makes sense. Thanks. Awesome. When you choose to invade top side, should you cross map to defend? But wait. When you cheese to it, when you cheese, should you cross map to defend or when you cheese, it just depends. Like honestly, I wouldn't recommend cheesing all the time, but there's like a path you could do. You can go Raptors. Let's say you're playing Kane. I'm doing Raptors. I'm gonna stop him at red buff. If he's not at red buff, I'll do Krugs. I'll make it play top lane. If there's no play top lane, I'll recall and I'll run straight to bot lane. Like, that was my go-to. Alternatively, I would just like do the invade and then like do Raptors, do red buff. If he's not here, I would run down to bot lane like you're saying. I would do the defend it. All right, Bulldog. I sent you the invite. How you doing, man?
Hi. Thank you. Doing pretty well. 11 p.m. for me as well.
Yeah.
I'll make it pretty quick. So on my main, I'm Emerald 4,
Okay.
Viego main.
Okay.
And I have a second account which I wanted to level to, play with a lower elo friend.
Yep.
And I noticed that with Viego, I get a pretty consistent win rate, like 70%. But with Eve, I have much more problems. In fact, I get more kills with Eve and I die less. But I have a lot of trouble actually converting that lead, right? Because she's not very good at team fights, right? So I really don't know how to snowball that. I literally had games where I went like 7-0, and then you just kind of fizzled out. You get picked once, you lose Magi's, and then the stone starts rolling.
Why are you worried about playing Evelyn?
Oh, I think Evelyn is just funny. So
do you want to climb on Viego or do you want to have fun?
Oh, it's just on playing the champion Evelyn specifically, right? For climbing, I prefer Viego because I think he's much more flexible and brings more utility. But
Right. So I like what I'm trying to get at here is the question you're asking seems like I want to answer and I will, but the mindset of you even investing energy on figuring out Evelyn seems counterintuitive, right? If you want to get diamond, like let me ask, what's your rank goal?
Diamond sometime for sure.
Okay, by next season or when? Like let's try and establish something a little more clear.
I work 2 jobs, I had a lot of stuff going on, so that's more like maybe in 2 seasons, 3 seasons.
Okay, so you have more long-term goals. Okay, That's fair.
Yes.
Okay, so that gives me more perspective. Where it's like, if you told me you want to get diamond by next season, I'm gonna be like, why are you asking me this question? Go one trick Viego, you
Yeah.
can get diamond, right? But now I have a perspective. Okay, yeah. So when it comes to Evelyn, when you say she's not a good team fighter, I would say it really just depends on how you're using your fog of war. So I've had a lot of Evelyn coaching sessions in the past. I have this one student, he's an Evelyn OTP, and pretty much a lot of Evelyn players just don't understand how their fog of war works. They don't. People in league don't understand how fog of war works. They cannot see you. So you have all the time in the world to like literally loop around any which way and go behind them in a team fight. You have all the agency in the world to do whatever you want. Okay, and when you're ahead, all right, on Evelyn, and you're still playing for kills, you got it wrong. It's still playing for objectives. Right? Which objective can you break? Which objective can you break? So when it comes to transitioning your lead into the mid game into late game, well, it's a hard question to answer. Like, I don't know your OPGG is. I don't know what your gameplay looks like. I don't know what Evelyn looks like for you specifically. But my general assumptions are going to be, one, when you're team fighting, you're just playing them bad. It has nothing to do with Evelyn's champion. Evelyn's a great team fighter. She's OP as hell. A good Evelyn player,
Mhm.
make that shit OP. So abuse Fog of War, prioritize the right target. Don't engage in the fight until the end. Okay? And if
Mhm.
you're playing and you're ahead and you have kills, make sure you're still getting on the objectives. Your goal
Yeah.
in Evelyn,
Mhm.
although you want kills, although you want Magi stacks and all this, your goal is still I want this Herald, I want this Dragon, I want these certs. That's ultimately how you close games. You could have 30 kills on Evelyn and you'll still lose if you have no objectives. So maybe you have to tone it down on how many kills you're playing for. I'm not 100% sure. Right?
Mhm.
I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Thank you very much for that. I haven't played Evelyn in a time, but I think that gives a bit more perspective because I did very much play too much for kills sometimes, and then you mess up once and you lose so much gold comparatively with the
Yeah.
Magi stacks
Yeah.
that you're just like 1k gold behind more or less.
I don't even buy Magi stat. I don't even buy Magi, by the way. I don't think it's.
Mhm.
I don't even think it's worth buying. Unless like the game is like you're just stomping it. Like I don't even buy Magis anymore.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Good luck with your climb, man. Hopefully you can get your diamond over time. Like working. That's what it comes down to. If you have a real life, like it's different for sure. So. Alright, man. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Welcome back, B. What's going on, man?
Hey, sorry, I got a second one. Hopefully this
You're
won't be short. This might be another silly theoretical question, but the general rule of like farming over ganking makes sense. But how do you prioritize, let's say, like grubs in order to delay? Like if you have grubs coming up and you can get grubs for free, but also you have your entire sequence coming up as well. Like, would you delay your sequence for grubs? Because I would probably do it for dragon if I know I can get dragon. But like, how do you kind of value just full clearing versus like delaying your full clear for an objective?
I would never delay my full clear for grubs if I can play for dragon if I win con bot side. So like again, like if I can just keep winning bot lane, they're winning, they're 2-0, 1-0, up CS, I got the dragon ready earlier, then my goal is to just still make it back to bot lane. Fast as I can.
Okay.
So I wouldn't like
Okay.
go top lane here and do the grubs and then delay my timer into bot side because that means I'm going to be 45 seconds later to bot side to take grubs. But my bot lane is winning. I want to dive them. I want to get plates. I want to break this turret. I want to invade. I want to do anything else in the bot side.
Okay. So you'd always sequence as fast as you can just because you don't want to be topside. Like it's a waste of time.
Exactly.
Just go
It's your
bottom.
weak side. You don't want to be up here.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
The
Cool.
conditions
Easy.
change again if these guys start losing and you're like, oh shit, like okay, I need to make this and we can play top side. Then yeah, the conditions change,
Mhm.
right? But if you have a clear
Okay.
win con bot lane, play your clear win con.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Thanks, man.
Awesome. Yeah, of course.
Hello?
Hello.
That's good, man.
I'm doing good, bro. How about
Can
you?
you hear me?
Yeah. You're good. Sorry, I was reading something.
Yeah, just before I ask my question, just I'm gonna say this, like, you are just completely insane, man. Your content, your videos, amazing.
I
Like,
appreciate it, bro. I appreciate that.
I'm speechless, honestly. Like, I've climbed like what 300 LP just after watching your videos last week. It's just
Really? Wow.
crazy. Like,
What
seriously.
rank were you before?
Yeah. I was plat 4 and I'm now like on my emerald promos
Wow.
almost.
Good luck, bro. You got that shit,
Yeah.
man. One biggest
Yeah,
advice
thank you.
though, when
And
you're climbing, don't get too far ahead of yourself. Keep climbing, man. Keep
yeah,
use the
yeah,
momentum.
of course.
Keep
I'm down to
fundamentals.
earth.
Yeah,
I'm down to earth.
fundamentals.
Yeah,
Down to
of
earth.
course.
Right? You. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're on this path, you're actually following what I'm teaching here. You'll keep climbing.
Yeah.
It won't stop for a while. So good shit, bro.
Yeah,
All right. What?
hopefully we stay on that.
Yeah.
And my question, like, do you have the VOD bug on the client? Like, I
The
can
VOD
download my
bug.
VOD
Yeah, I
files in
do.
PC.
I do.
It's
Apparently the.
still
Huh? Sorry.
it's still there?
Yeah, I mean, until 14.10 is out, like the Vanguard bug, it's a Vanguard bug, I guess, where you can't load the
Really?
VOD through the client.
Yeah, it really sucks. I really wanna review my games because I can see like I made significant mistakes that I
Yeah.
can improve on. I just wanna know like where are the mistakes, and I can't like record them because my PC is kind of shit. So
Ah,
yeah, I just wanted to ask that question. Yeah, so thank you so much.
cool.
You're the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be out soon. Hopefully, at least that's what I'm hearing. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks for sure. All right, see you, man.
Yeah. Take care, man.
Good luck
See ya.
with your climb, bro.
Thank you, man.
Oh yeah, me again.
What's up?
So as I mentioned before, I'm main Viego, right? I'd
Yeah.
say bordering on OTPing, right?
Yeah.
It's more out of sentimental or remembrance reasons, but sometimes Viego is just banned, right?
Yeah.
And I think that Viego is a really good flex pick. He works into most matchups really well. Which junglers would you suggest that are similarly flexible, that you can play into most matchups that rarely have like really bad matchups?
I would try and separate jungle matchups right away. Just the attitude around that. Um.
Oh, yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
mean, like in general, into team compositions. I
Okay.
don't think
Yeah.
jungle
Yeah.
matchups are
Okay.
that
Good.
super important most of the
Good.
time.
All right. Champion similar to Viego. I liked Hecarim. I think Diana's cool. I think any jungler that can fight but full clear. So Udyr, Diana, Hecarim, um, Lee Sin's. I mean, Lee Sin's not. He's a fighter. Um, let me look. Let's look at U.GG together.
What do you think about Jarvan and
Oh,
Xin
Jarvan.
Zhao if you build them with a bit more damage?
Jarvan is a +1 for sure. Xin Zhao is like we're straying a little bit far off. If Bel'Veth is a good one.
Mhm.
Volibear's okay. Gwen's okay. I would say your best. Your best bet is Jarvan, Nocturne. I think those are the Jarvan, Nocturne, and Hecarim's like too weak right now. Jarvan, Nocturne are like two of the best bets that are sort of similar to Viego in a way.
Mhm. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Of course, man. All right, real quick, guys. For those of you guys watching on stream, for those of you guys who are watching on the video, appreciate it by the way. If you guys are still here watching this shit, if you guys are here, comment. The jungle cheat sheet is amazing. Okay, anyway, we're gonna talk about the jungle cheat sheet here. It's a free resource, free tool for you guys to look at. A lot of the fundamentals, the basic fundamentals at least, I cover in here in text. It's not that it's not that hard to read at all either. Like my graphics guy Ryan, he put in effort in this. We're revamping this soon. Also, just to let you guys know, I have a Patreon. Okay, I also coach. Obviously, that's why I'm here. I'm here to educate you guys. I also coach. So if you guys are interested in coaching right now, I am also offering a $20 discount if you're a first-time student. So just make sure you tap in on what I have going right now, so you guys can get the most education for yourself. Okay, the Patreon is meta. Even the Patreon say it's meta. And I guess the last thing I want to make sure you guys know is, if you guys are liking all the content, please make sure leave like, comment, subscribe, any of that shit. It really helps me. And it really helps me know when I hear that person earlier who's saying like he's climbing and he's feeling good, bro. Write a testimonial, write a review in the Discord, a testimonial in the Discord. It really helps me. It really motivates me to push myself further to coach you guys more. But definitely take a look at this jungle guide at the very least. Watch the videos. You can climb. If you guys want to accelerate your journey to higher elos, get some coaching as well. All right, join Discord. Here you guys go. If you need to ask a question, I'll answer questions for the next, let's see, like 5 minutes, and then we'll just wrap it all up. I already gave the plug real quick, so if you guys have any last questions, let me know. Yo,
Hello.
what's
Hello.
up? What's up, man?
So I got a question. So you say like farming is like better than ganking or whatever. So like I've been doing that, and I just kind of reach a point eventually where like I'm just farming and like nothing's really happening, and then the game goes to like 30 minutes, and it just like comes down to like a fight. And I know you say like secure all objectives and push turrets, and I just find it's really hard to like balance like when I should stop farming and when I should start like looking for turrets and objectives, or if I should like look for that like after I take my camps. But then sometimes also like not a good timing for that, and I have to like skip camps. Like what would you like recommend for me to do?
Um, in the mid game, so after around 15
Yeah.
minutes, once you get your first item, and once you're getting towards your second item, that's where you can start like stop farming camps. So what I want you to do, okay, I have the best video for you to watch here. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
this video I just recently posted. It's a perfect example of, hey, if you're doing a good job, you're farming, you're playing a decent game. What the hell do I do in the mid game? How do I actually accelerate the game and win the game? You should watch this video. It's the best thing I can give you right now. The general advice is, hey man, in the mid game, you don't need to farming camps anymore. Okay, now you're in this
Okay.
state where if you're getting strong, if you're getting consistently strong, and that's your problem, where okay, I'm strong now. How do I win? That's where we want you to be. That's why I emphasize the basics first. We want you to be strong
Yeah.
so you can actually carry. But most people, they start off being inconsistent. They, some games are strong, some games are weak. If you're strong now, you're experiencing that. Watch this video. This video's for you. The general
Okay.
rule
Yeah.
is once you have camps, once you have items, no more camps. Go invade. Go play for turrets. Go play for objectives. Go play to dominate over the map.
Okay, yeah, because I find like I'm always like ahead. I'm always ahead.
Good.
But like I just cannot close out games. Like they just go to like 30 minutes, and like it's just I'm just flipping fights at this point, like with my teammates, and like yeah, I just want to know like exactly how to close out games. So yeah, I'll check out that video for sure. Yeah.
Good. And now that's a good thing. Like, don't look at this as a bad thing at all, right? Like, you've completed step one, which is get a good early game done, right? So,
Hmm.
yeah, it's good. Like, I'm happy that everything I've emphasized is for early game. Like, that's what we want. We want you to come out of the jungle ahead and strong, and we want the problem now to be how the hell do I play mid game? And that's why we talked a little bit about mid game here, what shirts to break, what you should do. This video really encompasses everything I talked about today as well.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, because like my mid game's ass, but like my early game is actually good. But yeah, all right, for sure.
Happens. I get you, man.
All right. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Yep. All right. I'll answer these last. We got 3 questions here. All right. 4 questions. All right.
Hello?
What's up, man?
Hi, why do you smell like shit?
Dude. Why, what are you doing, man? Are you trying to get banned, bro? Are you trying to get banned right now?
Just curious. No, why do you smell like shit?
Alright, you're kicked, bro. I mean, I just kicked him. Like, I'm not taking that shit. That's just cancer. He's so funny, guys. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's fine, though. It's fine. I mean, yo, what's up, bro? You there? Oh, shit. Alright.
Yo,
Yo,
me
yo, what's
again.
up, bro? What's up, man?
Yeah, just one little question. So, in late game now, like, let's just say that Baron is spawning and our top laner is dead. He split pushed bot earlier and he did not like wait for the Baron fight to initiate, and instead he just died, right? So my teammates instead they go and fight Baron. Should I follow that call? And like it's very late in the game, so let's say everyone is level 18, and if they die, death timers are too high. So what do you think I should do? Should I follow the bad call with my teammates, or just should I just ignore it?
What do you think? What's the right call?
I mean, I personally I play Viego as well. I've been maining him since like release. So I don't know if I don't think as Viego I have the like enough wave clear to stop 5 people, 4 people, whatever after the Baron fight aftermath. So I don't know. It's confusing for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to put your foot down and think what's best. If you want to do the Baron, you do it. If you don't, ping them. Stop them. like I can't really pick. Like it depends on every other champion in the game, right? Like when people prompt me with these questions, like, okay, what about your mid lane? What about your ADC? How fed are you? Are they fed? Are you guys even, completely even? Do you have soul? What's going on? If for 30, 40 minutes into the game, who has soul? Someone has soul. Right? Is it 3 dragons? There's too much conditions I don't know, and I don't want you to give them to me. What I want you to do, if you're in that position again, make a choice, ping your team, whichever choice you want to make. That's it. The worst thing you can do for yourself is do something you don't want to do. So you make a choice. Either you just straight up do the thing you don't want to do, okay, take an L, and you listen to your team. Fine. But most of the time, let's say you just don't want to do it, you don't think it's good, then trust yourself.
All right, I see what you're saying.
Trust yourself,
Makes
ping them,
sense.
tell them to stop it, and yeah.
Yep, got it. Thank you, man.
Alright, see, bro. What's up, Matt?
Yo, what's up? So I play a lot of like brand jungle. It's basically like my one trick right now.
Yeah.
And I play a lot for objectives and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And there's certain game states where I come and I'll get, I swear, like I'll get the Dragon Soul. And how I feel on my champion is like I just want like a tier ranking based on Dragon Souls. Because some games I'm playing for Dragon Souls and I'll have like 6 to 7K worth of gold in dragon objectives, and we'll be like dead even on kills, dead even on towers, everything like that, and we'll still be losing fights, we'll still be losing the game, even though I played for objectives and soul, and I got the soul for dragons this year, and I just like I just want like a tier list of like what dragon souls are like power banking. I guess you're playing for dragons regardless. It just feels really hopeless when you play for objectives. You get dragon soul, you're outpacing enemy jungle, and you're still losing team fights. You're still losing the game. I don't know really what I'm asking. I'm really just
I mean, you can be up
asking
6
for
levels and still lose games, you know? Like, that's just League. Again, like you're up soul, so it comes down to, okay, what are you doing like macro wise outside of it? Why are you even in kills? Why are you even in turrets? Why are you even all that? You know, to me that means, okay, if you're only playing for dragons, then you've misunderstood what I'm trying to say. What about the side turrets they're playing for? What about this other gold advantage you can play for? What about farming efficiently, right? Like you should still have a gold lead outside of just dragons. Okay, on top of that, like
no, I
sometimes
do.
you're ahead and you just straight up lose fights because your teammates are bad. That happens, or you played a fight bad. That happens. I don't really have a
Yeah.
cheat for you, an answer for you, but Hextech Dragon's the best, Chemton Dragon's the worst. The other 3 are like all the same. Ocean's like
Okay.
second.
Gotcha.
Infernal and
Okay.
Mountain are like good. If you get Chemton Dragon, it kind of sucks, but then play for Elder.
And that's like, I mean, it's like champ dependent. Is that like tier list the same as like on a brand Nocturne jungle scale too, or is that just like that's just universal?
It's pretty universal, but I never even like consider that. I mean, the only time I'm considering any of that is like if I'm getting a Chemtech Soul, like that sucks. Like the Chemtech Soul is the one soul that's just like, man, why is this in the game? But otherwise, like it doesn't. I don't
Okay.
think
Gotcha.
twice about it at all. I don't think even a single time about that.
Okay. Gotcha. I mean, that was basically my question.
Cool.
See you.
See you. All right, Hagram guy, and then I'll ask. We'll get Guillotine to
Yo,
come
what's
back.
up, man?
Yeah, what's up, man?
It's a little bit late for me, so I'm gonna be a little bit quiet. But
You're good. You're good.
I don't play League for long. It's only been 2 years, but I think I've got most of the early game macro and late game macro done. But my mid game is very, very inconsistent. I play a lot of Nidalee and I play a lot of Viego. I hit diamond to 80% win rate, but like everything just crumbled after some time where my confidence just fell, and I couldn't play anymore. Like I feel like I don't know. I just went like I'm bronze basically. That's what I feel like. And I don't know why, because I followed the same path that I used to go to diamond the first time, but it still just doesn't work anymore. So like, how do I fix that? I don't know. What's the problem? Do you have any idea?
Not sure, man. I mean,
Because
it's
it
gonna come
just
down to
sucks.
you gotta go back to you gotta either get coaching, you gotta review all your games, you gotta figure it out on your own terms. Like you gotta see where you're inconsistent, where you're consistent, and whatnot. Like it's not gonna be easy for me to give you the assessment outside of actually looking at your gameplay. It's a very hard question to
Okay,
get
I
into.
see. I
I
see.
mean, it could be your mental, right? It could be your attitude. It could be like, man, like I'm a diamond player. Like I think you might have like low confidence, right? Like you said, like you lost confidence. And yeah, like that. All these things will affect you. It's a combo effect, right? Like your mental, your gameplay. I mean, I don't think Nidalee like a champion. Okay, maybe you're using fundamentals from 2 years ago or a year ago, whatever. Like it's all a combination of things. I don't know what the source of the problem is.
Okay, okay. So I should
Unfortunately.
just like look into try to get in better, like just like review all my gameplay and just look like what should I have done, what I did back then, and what should I do now based on what happens in my games.
Yeah, just continue reflecting on what you can do, keep doing to get better. It's all an improvement process. So just keep trying to get better. Don't try to get back to diamond. Don't try to get to a new goal. Just get better at League of Legends. Maybe that'll help you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, and you?
Good. So what's the question here?
I'm wondering how to choose champions because I used to play a lot of Hecarim, and right now it's 59 something win rate. And anytime there's a fight 1v1 for Scuttle, I just cannot contest because my champion is bad at 1v1. Like, should I
No matter how bad
go
your
bet
champion
there?
is, like your champion can be the lowest winner champion in the game, you can climb on it, man. It's not the champion's problem, it's you. And this is no flame to anyone, but like, if Manko can hit
Yeah,
Challenger on Teemo jungle and Teemo jungle, Teemo ADC as well, I'm sure you can hit it on an actual jungler. If this Aphelios guy can hit Masters on Aphelios jungle, I'm sure you can do it too. If LS can like smurf with Shen jungle, I'm sure you can play Hecarim too. You said Hecarim, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure you can play Hecarim too, and be perfectly fine climbing. There's plenty of other Hecarim players that are in high elo, right? Like, it's not the champion that's stopping you. It's you doing something wrong, right? So you just need to reframe how you're thinking about the game. There are 6 challenger players that are Hecarim OTPs. There's a lot of
okay.
Grandmaster players, and there's a hell of a lot of Master players. So what's your rank?
Platinum?
Yeah. So you can make it, right? Like if these guys can do it, you can do it. You're doing something wrong. It's not your champion's fault. It's a common problem, it's a common theme to blame champion, but it's not your champion's fault.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And it's no flame again. Like you got to work on yourself, you got to work on what you can do. It's a good thing that you are asking this question. I think it's an important thing to overcome. All right. Good luck, man.
Cool, thank you. Bye.
Have a good one, bro. See ya. All right. Little rated hums playing Hecarim and wait, someone. Oh, I rated Huncho. And the US GM hibernating or jungler. Oh, there's a jungler that's a grandmaster that's playing hibernating. Awesome. Tell me I'm good so I can tell my friends to challenge sound good. Elzar, you're good, bro. All right, that's gonna be it for now. Um, that's the whole thing. If you guys have made it this far, really appreciate it. If you guys are here at the end, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want more these events, appreciate you guys all being here. And again, I'm coaching. There's a jungle guide in the comments below. A lot of you homies here. This is like in the initial time I posted it, this sheet went up to like 100 people. Now we're reviving it. That's 30 people. This shit is useful. Okay, Patreon coaching. My site of my coaching site should be done within next week. I'm hoping. So look forward to a freaking amazing announcement. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you guys around. Bye bye. Have a good day.